Hi, Erica. It's nice to
Hi,
meet you.
it's good to see you too.
So, how have you been since the last time we spoke about 8 days ago?
I've been really well. I've been working really hard on trying to kind of find some type of like balance and like really just not freaking out about all the things that are going wrong and trying to concentrate on like all the things that like I do want to do and like just balance all of the like just craziness. And I know that like really seeing people and being a social butterfly and just not constantly working on school and constantly trying to find a job and constantly working my other jobs just was like it was just too much and it was missing the balance. And so I like had fun at the birthday party, and I've been to basically three birthday parties since then. It was my really good friend's birthday party, and then for her daughter, and then it was my nephew's birthday, and then it was his birthday party today, and then like I organized a whole hike with some friends, and like then I went to tailgate at a Chief game today, and so it was just really nice to get back to like working really hard and like playing really hard as well. And I remember that's something that I like made myself do like when college when things were just so overwhelming because it was just a new type of stress that I've never had before. And I just remember I was like, that's why I was getting through it very well as I worked really hard and I made myself play really hard. And I think that's one of the things I need to get back to. I feel like I'm figuring a lot of things are kind of falling into place and I just need to make sure that they're staying well balanced with me, like stepping away from working so much and stepping away from being stressed out about school and then stepping away from being stressed out about working so much and school together. So it's been good.
Okay, I'm hearing that you kind of stuck with the plan that you were maybe kind of in the works of making last week, where you said there's a birthday party, you had some guilt about not taking time for yourself, but also some confliction because you wanted to keep working. And so I'm curious to know that first party, what was that like for you?
It was great. I really just tried to like be very present in the moment and just not think about anything and just like a lot I had a really, really good day because I had two really good job interviews that I like nailed it. And like now this one job that I really want, I'm on round three this coming week for it. So I would love it if it worked out. And I think I was that Friday was just a really, I think the day after we had talked was just an amazing day. Like I was also running off of adrenaline and no sleep, but like I had a really, really good day and I was kind of riding that high for a little bit and just ending it with the party was just awesome. And I was able to like really just be like, okay, you did all the things. I have like this weird saying where I'm like, I'm enough today. I did everything, all the things so that I'm enough, like, so that when I got to the party, I really was just able to be present in that moment and like not worry about all the things that are chaos and that I really can't control in this current moment. And it was huge. It was huge.
So it sounds like you found some way to incorporate balance into your life.
Yes, I am working on it. I mean, even going to the tailgate with the Chiefs with my friends, I even brought my computer and was working on it. And I was like, well, I guess like if I have to I should get out there and I should go do the things. And if I have to bring my computer and do it in the meantime, that's great because at least I'm like achieving that balance still and I'm still getting out there to do the things that like make me happy and that make me not be so angry and aggressive about what's all the things that are going down in my life because it just seems like it's so much and it's so chaotic and it's so much happening within day like one day to like a whole week has got like I feel like 80 gazillion moving different parts and it's exhausting.
Hmm. So still some of that overwhelming. I heard you say chaos, and that's
Yeah.
still in the background. It sounds like.
It is, but I feel like I have to make myself balance the chaos out. Like if it is the chaos, then I have to do something to be like, hey, why don't you just like stop and take some time to do like, by like organizing that hike with some friends that I haven't seen since I left from overseas was amazing. And also it was just really cool to just be like, okay, like we can still do the things and like, I think it's also I just get so tired and I so overwhelmed that I don't even want to do anything. Like I even if I have the time, I'm like, I just don't want to, and I don't want to, and that makes me, I think my depression get worse. And so now that I've been like, I've just been forcing myself to do it. And if I have to do it with, my computer in my hands and working on school and figuring out other things, then, at least you're doing them. And at least I feel like I'm getting a sense of being more happy at the end of the day
Hmm.
about it.
So this week, you have felt more of a sense of happiness than you have before doing some of these more social activities, hiking with your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely how I'm feeling. And I think that I need to just keep up this momentum. Like I'm doing really good with like getting back to the gym because it's really helping with the depression. And I wish I had a little bit more time to get to it. But I'm like, if you make just a couple of times a week or once a week, that's better than zero. And then, just kind of finding a way to balance every single thing and like keep this aspect, this like four dynamic of like school and work and the gym and then a social life. I need to, those things, I feel like I have noticed that's my set balance, and I have to make sure now, after basically kind of experimenting it with it this week, it worked, that I have to keep doing it. I can't just sit here and focus all my time on, two of the things, three of the things. I think that all four of these things need to constantly be in a balanced state in order for me to just kind of keep getting through all of the, the temporary chaos and the till it gets, kind of figured out. Like I think I have to make sure that those parts are all working and all their cups are full, because it's definitely just not what I've been doing. And I can tell a difference. It feels a little more still chaotic. I feel like it's still kind of stressful, but I'm feeling a different kind of turn in it. So hopefully I can keep it up and just kind of making myself be like, okay, we need to find another organizational way for this balance, and actually sticking to it and not trying to abandon it too has been a kind of a thing where I'm just like, it's fine, we'll just figure it out. But I'm like, no, why don't you sit down and like plan to have this balance and then actually execute the plan? Like I can make a great plan and I always do, but then I'm on a whim where I'm just like, I don't know if it's the depression where it's just like, I don't want to do it. And then
Mhm.
I don't do it. And then all these things are backed up that I should have, if I would have just stuck to this original plan, everything would have been fine.
Okay, so it almost sounds like maybe you have some experience with, as you said, abandoning these plans.
Yeah.
It sounds like you found a pretty good solution, at least
Yes.
right now. Um, but maybe historically there's been oh, this is going really well, and then it kind of falls off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I need to maybe kind of figure out different like techniques to kind of help me stay on track. I mean, and I don't know if that has a lot to do with like my ADHD, but I need to be able to make a plan and stick to that plan and be able to like change my own schema of like, I very want to say 7 times out of 10 will abandon this plan. And then I'm like scrambling at the last minute because I had this mapped out plan, and then I wasn't feeling it. And I was like, I think you need to get back to kind of figuring out how to keep mapping that out so it doesn't keep falling to the wayside, because it just seems like a repeating behavior that I'm having.
Okay, okay. And you mentioned organization
Yeah.
and maybe that kind of being your ticket in. Have you given any thought to what that might look like?
I have. I basically have just kind of thought about like at the beginning, maybe Sunday or Monday, I have a planner and I write in it all the time. And I use both my phone and my writing planner because I just was like, I don't like to miss anything. And it's just so much easier to put sometimes things on your phone, sometimes it's easier to get the paper. And I'm thinking I was gonna try like on a Sunday or a Monday, just like really just map out the week of exactly like what you're planning to do and exactly like how to do it, and then give yourself little wiggle room, so that things are not chaos. If they do kind of like, you're just like, okay, I can't, physically or mentally, spiritually do this right now, but to make a plan that's like adjustable to like when I go through those moments, but it's still, you know, obtainable so that I'm not deviating from the plan so much that it just all goes to hell.
Mhm, mhm, okay. And
Yeah.
is there a time, in your past where you have successfully kinda stuck with one of these plans? You've had your 4 things that you've been able to implement?
I think yes. I think that now that I look back on it, I think I did it really well in undergrad, but I guess like I also wasn't I feel like maybe I was probably on the same stress. Like I worked 3 jobs and was this, a grad like a student researcher and still trying to figure, so I think I did a really good job of doing it. I don't know how. That was such a long time ago, but I feel like there's more pressure. I didn't have a lot more things to be doing back then, and I feel like there's a lot more pressure because, like, you have to make sure all your bills are paid and all those things are taken care of, and that's probably always my one priority, and everything kind of falls behind that. So I think I have done it before, but I need to sit down and reevaluate, like, how does that look for me now? Like, how do we tweak what I was doing so that it fits me now and it serves me now, and then that I continue to do it.
Mhm. Were there any major differences between then and now, aside from, bill pay and kind of having that added pressure?
I think it was a lot easier when you had friends who were all going to school with you so that like you guys like my really great friend, we would have so many study sessions, and it was so much easier to have like a buddy to help you, and like don't really have that now. And I think maybe that's probably one of there's not somebody to motivate you when you're by yourself. And I think I have to figure out what's going to be my motivation. And I think one of my motivations is like I'm ready to be done with school. I've already done this whole program one time, and I think that I'm just being very salty about doing it the second time. I mean, but
Oh,
to
Erica?
like really think about I started thinking about the things that yes, we're in school, yes, and we're back to like doing this, but I really thought about like, what are all the things that are happening on the other side of when you're done with school? Like I literally was able to, kind of get back to rational behavior about, you know, like how many people I'm going to be able to help once I get this degree, and all the things that I really truly want to do like once this degree is officially in my hand, and I need to maybe center myself to getting back to that focus when I things are getting just so out of control that I don't, I get back to like the old way of thinking of how I can't believe I'm doing this again. That I need to focus on the fact that like when you're done with this, I'm gonna be doing the one thing in my life that I've truly just wanted to be able to do, and that's help people with counseling. And that means so much to me. Like I was so emotional about it that I cried about it. I was like, you're gonna be able to help so many people,
Mhm.
and you're gonna be able to really, do the one thing that you've sought out, not once to do, but now twice. And you need to make sure that you're keeping your focus on that.
Mhm. So even though there's still some of that resentment from having
Yeah.
to repeat all of this, still some of that chaos, even all of these things on your plate, it sounds like your drive is still very strong. And it sounds like you have had some success in finding a way to feel balanced. Now you're at a point where you just have to keep that and handle
Yes.
that. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's an exciting place to be. I think
Yeah.
that you've made some really good progress. I'm really, really excited that you ended up going to these parties and kind of seeing, oh, this worked for me. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for stopping by and seeing me, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, me too.
Bye, Bye, Erica.
Bye.